Congratulations.
Thank you.
It takes 2, 3 weeks more, but at the end of the day,
Yeah,
you got your
yeah,
desired score. Now,
yeah.
Sajiya, I always initiate this kind of sessions with successful students. The reason behind this is many students are going through the way right now, the last couple of days you
Hmm.
have been gone through. So that is very
Hmm.
important that the way you can actually make them understand that the way they should practice, the
Hmm.
way you practice, the way we work together, the way you actually focus more on your mistakes, focus more on the
Hmm.
areas of improvements. That is
Yeah.
also the discussions point of today, so that we can make a, uh, you know, I'm just asking you some of the questions and you just give your honest opinion and honest feedback, honest suggestions, so that who are listening to this or watching this video in future, who are sitting for the exam as soon as possible, they can get that sort of confidence that, okay, yes, now I can do the thing, whatever I'm supposed to do. So at the very beginning, I always ask to introduce yourself, like who you are, why you need PTS score, and what's the score you achieved this time.
So, hi, this is Saziya. So, I live here in Melbourne only, but I want to attempt this test because my earlier English test was expired in 2022, and I wanted to again achieve more points so that I can have better opportunity to get the PR invitation. So I am in this journey from long time. Earlier in 2019, I achieved my desired score, but which was expired in 2022. So that's why I wanted to again attempt this test. But uh, I did not. Unfortunately, I did not get it in 2000. I mean, the last attempt I have given. Because I think there was some mic issue and I did very low score in the speaking. So then I thought that I'll go with the, as Hafiz suggested, I will go with the Pearson mock test, which is their official mock test. So that time I got uh, again there was some mic issue, but again I attempted and I got the desired score there, which is speaking 90, and
Oh,
same
great.
I got in my real exam. So yeah, that's all about me. I work in IT industry and hopefully now I'll get the invitation soon if they'll approach the IT professionals.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So for better understanding for others, so you got 390s and 182. That is your listening, speaking, and writing is 90s. That is the perfect 90 and 82 in the reading. Now, Sajia, I know that you practiced a lot. I know that how much you have to focus on those areas where you are making mistakes. Could you please tell me the journey with us? That is, I can remember that you called me and you were some sort of skeptical that okay, whether I can go for another coachings because already I got 79 plus in 2019. Then you took some time and made the decisions. Now, what I'm trying to ask you that to get a better score, to follow some sort of guidelines, what is your opinion about coachings, whatever opinion about a person who can actually guide you, who can show you the path, and how was the journey with us till now?
It was definitely great because I did not knew some of the areas where I was lacking actually. When I have enrolled for your class, it was mainly for the prediction file because I was lacking mainly in the reading section, in the reading fill in the blanks and reading writing fill in the blanks. So I thought if I'll get the enrollment, I'll get the prediction file and I'll frankly speaking, I'll just go through the prediction file because I'm lacking in those areas only. But when I started the coaching, I understood that I'm actually lacking in the read aloud as well, because I was not following the correct speed which I should to get the best score possible. And the other thing is spelling and grammar, where I was lacking in the, might be in the writing essay, in the summaries I was lacking. And I was focusing on the examples and not the facts which were told in the lectures or in the writing, the summarized written text. Okay, so once I joined the coaching and I have given multiple mock tests, I got the feedback from you like how to more more focus on the speed, how to give the breaks in between the read aloud, because definitely it's a important section. Earlier, I thought that because of my pitch, I'm not getting the desired score in the pronunciation or in the read aloud. But it was not like that. This time, if I'm getting this 90, I haven't changed anything. It was my natural tone. I haven't done anything special, and it took me long time to understood where I am lacking in the read aloud. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, tell
that's
me.
yeah. So it's
Carry
it's
on.
it's actually, yeah, it's required to know your lacking areas where you are lacking.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, I can recall that when I told you that Sajiya will not start providing any tuitions at the very beginning for the first day. Rather, you have to sit for a one full length mock test so that we can
Yeah.
see that where you are standing right now. Because based on that, we can give you the advice that what are the areas you didn't do well, what are the areas you have to do the best. And then we realize that, okay, your performance in the read aloud was not up to mark to get the best score in the reading. I always told you that your speaking is good to get the score in the speaking, but the way you have done your read aloud at the very beginning, that was not that much good for getting a score in the reading. And you practiced, and we sat couple of times. I gave you the feedbacks through audio messages or video feedbacks. Now, could you please tell me the way you got the feedback? How much it was important for you and how it actually helped you to rectify the mistakes you made or to improve those areas you have to improve actually.
Yeah, it was important because the main problem was I was more focusing on the intonation while reading, and I was taking proper pauses. I was more focusing on the as if something is there, like the students. So it is actually lowering down your fluency. So in what I understood during all this practice, that the fluency is the most important in read aloud. Your speed is most important. You just read in whatever way you read. In whatever way I am telling, I am not focusing on s or the intonation parts, right? So that is the most important thing I got, and I would really suggest everyone who wants to sit in the exam that first book appears an official mock test that will give you complete understanding, like where you are lacking uh, in the speaking, because the speaking we don't understand sometimes, and we all know that not uh, will not be able to give us the complete same marks as we will get in the exam. It will definitely tell us about the other questions like the writing and other things. But for the speaking, I would definitely suggest everyone to sit for a Pearson. And for the read aloud, normally speaking, do not focus on anything, just the speed, and whatever way you are telling or you are speaking in your day-to-day life, just speak in that way.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So it must make sense that who are listening to that audio, they must understand. So that you should not change the pattern. Rather, you have to focus that you are talking to someone and making them understand. And you should
yeah,
not lose the fluency. Fluency is very important in your speaking as well as in the read aloud. Now,
right.
Sajia, remember that whenever we sat together a couple of times, that all the times, every time, there are a couple of areas you made some mistakes. Now,
Yeah,
I told you that focus more on proofreading to actually improve your spelling and grammar. That is, whenever you're writing any tasks, that means
yeah.
summarize a spoken text, summarize in text and essay. Could you please tell me something that how you actually manage that time at the last of your typing any summaries or essay and focus more on proofreading so that others can understand that how much proofreading is important for getting the best score in the writing and listening.
Yeah, yes, definitely. I took a lot of time for the proofreading because earlier when I used to do it, only 1 or 2 minutes I used to take. But this time for the essay itself, I took 5 minutes for the more than 5 minutes for the proofreading. I completed my essay in 13, 14 minutes, and rest of the time I have gone through it. It doesn't matter what content you are providing, because anyways template is there. You just proof remember your template, everything under that, the spelling should not be wrong in that. At least that first you have to make sure, And then after that, only 4, 5 sentences in between the templates are fine. And under those 4, 5 sentences, the spelling should be correct, grammar should be correct. Because I was lacking in that area. I was not focusing much on the spelling or grammar mistakes, which I have got through the multiple mocks, and I was doing some questions. I was taking feedback from you. So that helped quite to me. And even for the summaries also, it's not more about the content, I must say. You just try to take the main points which the author is trying to say, just put an and or but, whatever it is, the connectors in between, and just proofread whatever you have copied from the paragraph. It must be without the spelling mistake and without grammar mistake.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
You talked about summarized written text. That is very good point that you discussed. But
Yeah.
could you please tell me that when some people are doing summarized spoken text, what they do, they randomly pick some words and make some sentences that doesn't go with the context of that audio. So when we sat for the sessions, I tried to make you understand that when you are writing summarized spoken text, yes, it's not about that you have to write everything what the speaker said, but definitely you have to flow the context what the speaker said based on whatever the notes you have taken. So what is your opinion about that, writing summarized spoken text? It's about like showing flashy words or ornamentations like with some fancy templates, or it's all about that what the speaker said, writing those things?
Yeah, so I haven't followed any fancy template. Yes, I followed a small, very less words template. But what I have done, I have followed this approach like 5 seconds listening, 5 seconds writing. So I have written the full, I have listened to the full sentences which the speaker is trying to say. I have written as it is. So in that way, in during the complete speaking of the lecture, I have written around 5 to 6 sentences, the main sentences which I thought. And then I have put all those 5 sentences into that small template. The template was something like the speaker mentioned about the speaker trying left an important note on this information. So I have put only those sentences directly into the template, and those are completely phrases as written as was said in the lecture.
Okay.
Nothing I have changed much grammatically, only few words here and there.
That is, you're trying to say that whatever you understood from the passage as the sentences, you just connected those sentences with some logical pattern, like the lecture was about, the speaker said,
Yeah,
according to the
yeah,
lectures like this. So those are
yeah.
not actually, we can call it template. Those actually helping you to make it a logical academic structure.
Logical structure, yeah.
Yeah, so that whenever someone will read that summary, they can easily understand what you're trying to convey the message. It's not about like raw information, it's the well organized information. Am I right?
Yeah, correct, correct. And I will just add one more point that try to go at least till 65 to 70 words. 70 is the maximum. So between 65 or 70 words, you try to write, because content is more important here. So as much as you will write, you will be able to cover the content.
That's great.
Uh,
That's great.
uh, because in summarized written text is fine if you will write till 50 words, 55 words, but here try to go till 65 or 70 words.
Yes, you're right, because
Yeah,
the more you write, that means within 70 words, the better chances you can
yeah,
cover all the contents.
yeah,
And if you
yeah.
don't make any spelling and grammar mistakes, so the score will be the highest, the way you got listening 90 and writing 90. So it is simply showing that, yes, the strategies you follow that actually really worked. Now, the next question is the most asked questions that people always ask me, that Hafiz, how I can improve my repeat sentences, how I can improve my write from dictation. So I will not mix these two questions. I will ask
Hmm.
you that what was your strategy? What are the way you actually developed your repeat sentences? Because so far I can recall the way you perform repeat sentence, those were very good. And I told you that don't need to worry about the score you're getting for repeat sentences, rather focus on what the speaker said and deliver that one as well. So could you please tell me something that actually others can follow regarding repeat sentence performances, the way one person can improve?
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, there are 2, 3 points I want to mention here for repeat sentence. The first thing is the practice. You at least practice around 15 to 20 repeat sentences, and it will not take more than 10 minutes of your time if you want to improve here. And the other thing is content. Don't, if the sentence is around 12 to 15 word sentence, don't try to focus on all the words, just because if a sentence is there, it will be in three or four chunks if it's a big sentence. So try to cover only three chunks, but your fluency should not be compromised. The fluency should be there. So do if you'll say in between, and we'll try to cover the complete sentence, it will lower down the marks. So try to cover from 15 words. If you will try to cover 10 to 12 words, it's fine, but it should be fluent. It will give us complete marks. So I have done this in two or three repeat sentences, but still my marks is 90. But if it is if it is a short sentence around 5, 6, 7 words, try to complete it because some content will be there.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So if
Yeah,
I want
yeah,
to add something about this thing, some people they think that they are not understanding what speaker said. Do you think that that's the case actually happening? Out of 10 sentences, maybe one and two sentences will be harder, but I believe
yeah.
that out of 10 or 12 sentences, 8 or 7 sentences are easier to understand. So if they focus
Yeah,
more,
they
they can
were
easily
very
understand.
easy. They were very easy. Actually, they were short sentences only. If you will, as I said, if you'll practice 15 repeat sentences daily, it will be easy for you to pick up those. If it's a new one also, then also you will be able to pick up. For my exam, in this particular exam, the real exam, eight were very easy. I have completely told all of them, and two were not easy for me. It was they were big, so uh, I have used this strategy to say only some 70-80% content, and but in the fluency was good.
Okay, so I will ask another question. So the problem is that we know that in repeat sentence, some people want to take notes. Now you know that you have only 4 seconds to deliver that one. So
Yeah, yeah, that is a actually I have used this strategy in between, because earlier I was not I was just listening and speaking, but in between I used this strategy. So I saw that my fluency is getting down because first I have to read, then I again came to the previous strategy. I was just listening, putting this into my mind, and as you said, just think that someone is speaking to you. So I am processing that information in my mind like someone is speaking, and I am just repeating when just you have to put your eyes on the recording bar. Once one bar is started, I have
delivered.
just repeated the sentence. Yeah.
Yeah. So here, what I'm trying to say that I suggested Sajiya that whenever she will be listening any audio, she should think that someone is talking to her directly. So repeat sentence, that means she should imagine that the speaker is talking to her so that it will be very easy to catch whatever the speaker is saying so that it will be easy for her to deliver within next 4 seconds. But you told me right that whenever you are trying to take notes for repeat sentences, as a human being, we try to decode whatever you have taken notes and we are getting slower. That means we cannot be that much fluent in repeat sentences because we have only 4 seconds. After that, we have to speak in front of the microphones. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, right, Hafiz, you are right here.
Yeah,
So I actually personally noticed this point because the content you will cover, but it's not all about content. It's all about fluency. The
yeah.
content, if it will come by 2, 3 words down, then it will be fine. But whatever you are speaking, it should be fluent. It should be
That's great.
completely
That's great
fluent.
session. So, whoever actually watching this one, so I just suggest them that please make sure that whenever you are doing speaking, focus more on fluency. Fluency doesn't mean you have to speak too fast. Fluency means
Yeah,
the
yeah,
natural way.
definitely. The natural way, where whatever the way you are speaking, or even in the repeat sentences, whatever way, the way speaker is saying. If he's writing if he's taking some pause, you can also take the pause. In the same way, you can repeat.
Yes, you told that right thing at the very beginning. You can tell that every speaker tried to convey the message within 2, 3, or 4 chunks. So if we can easily understand, we can follow the intonation the way speaker followed. It's not about copying the accent. It's all about following the pattern the way speaker
Pattern.
actually delivered.
Mm.
Yes,
Yep,
that's
yep.
good. So some people think that, okay, repeat sentence and write from dictation both are same. Yes, it's same, but the way of practicing should be different. Why? Because write from dictation, it's the most important questions in PT academic to get a score in the writing and listening. So could you please tell
Yeah.
me something about your method of practicing, the way you perform, the way you practiced and write from dictation, and how was your exam performances this time?
Yeah, so this time I have actually adopted a new strategy that I'll tell you. But the first thing is in the write from dictation is again the practice. At least 10 write from dictation you practice, and it will take around 5-10 minutes again. So you will be able to understand what kind of mistakes you are doing in the write from dictation. And the second thing is when you are writing, just see the spelling and the grammar also, because sometimes the speaker is saying the students delivered. So you are not able to understand whether it's deliver or delivered.
Yeah.
Uh, right? So you write both the words, deliver and delivered. It will not affect your score, because what I have done this time is I have written some extra words, around 10 12 extra words I have written after my sentence. So for an example, my sentence is the students delivered the assignment on coming Friday. Okay, then after this, after full stop, I have written a and the, of, on, to, whatever conjunctions, the articles that must be in a sentence, or even if it's a noun, or so I have written both the singular plural. If it's deliver, I have written deliver, delivered, delivers. So extra words in all the three right from dictation, I had put these extra words. So Hafiz, I'll also means I'll try to focus. I'll try to means give this takeaway to all the students, like there is no negative marking, because if it would be my marks will not be 90, right? So they can also put if a sentence is of around 7 to 8 words, they can put around 9 to 10 words extra. Those can be some common words like a and the, of, on, to, because sometimes we miss these words when the speaker is saying. But if we'll put them, and those will be in the sentence, we'll get the marks. And if it's not there, it's not an harm for
Okay.
them.
Great. So
Yeah.
if I wrap up the informations, that one thing is very
Yeah.
important, that whatever the words you are adding, those must be correctly spelled. So the
Yeah,
problem
definitely.
is, yes,
Yeah.
because the problem is sometimes people are confused about the spelling of committee, where there is double M or single M. So they try to write down both versions, but remember, each spelling mistakes will deduct 1 mark. That means you will not get that marks for that. So if you want to add extra words, that's fine, because as per Pearson, they will only count the correctly spelled words which are said by the speaker. But sometimes if you think that, okay, the way you told me that I'm not sure about the students delivered, it is past tense ed, or deliver, it is present tense, or I'm not taking any risk whether it's a student or a students, that's why I'm also adding delivers. So it's a
Hmm.
singular. So
Yeah.
it works. It works. Why it works? Because at the end of the day, the scoring saying that you'll be given a score for each correctly spelled word. So here there is nothing saying that if you add new words, they will give you some penalty, not like that. But my suggestion is you should not do this at the time of practicing. Why? Because if you do that one, so your brain will be used to with that technique. So always will be taking a chance, okay, whatever the things are coming, I'll always try to write down extra words. But definitely at exam hall, if you think that you are confused about a couple of words, please add as
Yeah.
much as words you
We
want,
can.
but those will be
Yeah.
correctly spelled.
Right, right. You are right. During the practice, it should be completely perfect. It should come out completely
Because as a
perfect.
human being, we have a very
Yeah.
bad way of thinking
Yeah.
that when we find out the shortcut, we try to do it in the practice time as well. So
In the
practice time,
practice.
there'll be no shortcut.
Yeah, correct, correct. Just
So
and during practice, the other thing I want to tell is you write the in the short forms, like for the
initial or
student
short form.
ST. Yeah, at least ST you will write all students. So for all, just A and then ST. Delivered, for delivered, DEL, and then move to the next. The main words at least you have to write down in the on the paper, and then once you are ready, the speaker will stop, but you will complete your sentence in the on the paper first, and then you will try to write down on this screen.
That's great suggestion, Sajia. That's great suggestion. Now I'll be coming to the most important thing that some people think, some students think that I can learn some strategies and techniques from online or YouTube's or social medias and try to follow those things randomly. Do you think that those kind of strategies that is not actually practiced, or that is not actually validated properly, that is not actually said by Pearson, a person should follow without understanding how the scoring is coming, how the logic is happening? So what is your opinion about that? That is, some people are saying that, oh, do it to get 90, do that to get 79, do that to get 65. It is a guaranteed. But question is, do you think this is the right way of practicing to follow those kind of method that is not practically actually suggested by Pearson, or that is not possible at all to get the best score? What is your opinion about this?
Yeah, definitely. You should not go blindly directly with the YouTube videos because sometimes, as I said, for an example, I'll give this example for the summarized spoken text. Right. So summarized spoken text, I watched one YouTube video where the person has provided a long template in which the sentences were big, like the first crucial aspect revealed in the discourses. So the complete template has taken a lot of words already, around 40 words. So in 70 words, if 40 words are already gone, I have only left 30 words. And I have to complete my context in those 30 words. So it's not possible to get the maximum score by using that template if you are using that. So sometimes it's not good, and even for the practice purpose also, is actually good. It's give you a real time opportunity to go through daily practice. Even I practiced a lot in these 1.5 month. Like I have gone there daily. It was my daily schedule. I was going for the repeat sentence right from dictation and read aloud at least, so I can progress much on that part. And even before the exam, I didn't understand that that the score which I'm getting in these platforms like PTE tutorials or other platforms is not the same as I'll get into the exam for the speaking. So that I got to know during my learning in through the PT. Hafiz told me that the platform is not the same, which will give you the same score because the algorithms are different. So definitely there are quite a lot of things I did understood in this journey again with the like where I am lacking, and what is the actual best approach to follow to get the maximum score possible.
That's great. Now, the before ending up today's sessions, another question. Some people think that, okay, I'll be practicing 3, 4 days and then I'll be sitting for the exam because I have a very good command of English and I got better score because I can communicate with people. What is your opinion about practicing in terms of getting the best score in PT? Because do you think that 3, 4 days of practicing can help someone to do the best in PT academic? What is your opinion?
Yeah, if they are thinking that their English is great and they can achieve those marks, again I will say that you first sit in a Pearson official mock test, and if that will give you your desired score, then definitely you can sit. But if that is not the case, because the real exam is very costly, no one wants to just give a bet on that one. So first take a Pearson official mock test, and if it's not there, it's if it's not matching, then definitely you'll need some practice. And even if you are good in English, all those things, you have to be get used to of the exam pattern, which will come by practice only, because the repeat sentence and write from dictation is something like you are not get used to in your day-to-day life, or even the summarize written text, summarize spoken text. So if you'll practice on daily basis, at least in my opinion, 15 days of practice is really important before sitting the actual exam.
Thank you very
Whatever
much
is
because that's very
left,
important.
Yeah.
because you know
Yeah.
that I am getting all the times phone call that, hey, I want
Yeah.
to sit for the exam within the next 7 days. How you can help me? But the thing is not actually 7 days. It's all about
Yeah.
when you are living in Australia, that means you have jobs, you have family life, you have other activities, you have other
Hmm.
commitments. But how you
Yeah.
can be giving the best shot within 7 days with all the system that is I have to listen, I have to type. So many things are associated. So we cannot
Yeah.
expect the best result within 7 days with doing all these things. It's very hard.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And even if you are good in English also, you when you attempt the exam, you will think that someone is scoring me on the basis of my language. But just understand that it's a computer-based software. You have to understand it. And it took me a long time to understand it. Even after multiple feedbacks I received from Hafiz, it took me a long time to put it into my brain that what it is. I normally just assumed it is a person who is getting to score me, give me a score, but it's not like that.
Okay. Now, Sajia, it was a very nice session. Now the rest of the part will be very much informal. That if in future any one of your friends or colleagues are looking for some sort of PT preparation coaching, would you like to recommend us and why?
Yeah, definitely. I would like to recommend you, and I am recommending as well, my friend, to you. If you want to focus or if you want to get your desired score in one attempt, then definitely go for a coaching because the other things are like read aloud and all those things I have mentioned. And but the most challenging part, which where I was facing issues, was the reading section. Right. So for that section also, I mean, the coaching is important. And even I would suggest the going through the prediction file is also important
That's great.
because, yeah, yeah. And even the grammar rules, all those things you have to go first. So definitely I would suggest your name because I got a lot of feedback, actually constructive feedback where I was lacking, so that I can improve.
Yes, because I can recall that I never gave you any kind of suggestions that is not practically possible. And that is something that is actually whimsical strategies, what I can call that, like, coming from other parts, other world, that, okay, you have to do this, you have to do that. Because I believe that as you are in Melbourne right now, already you have that base, you have that potentials. We have to
Yeah.
find out what are the mistakes you have made so that I can fine tune those things, and you can also work on those areas to figure it out, okay, how you can avoid those things. Otherwise, everyone is potential enough. I believe everyone just need to
Yeah,
find out that what are the way they have
definitely.
to work. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And even the ways there, I mean, their normal tone is there, good, but they are not able to understand that how to perform in the actual test. Sometimes people are getting nervous, and sometimes because the other person is shouting, they also shout in the read aloud. The intonation is going high and low, but nothing is required. Just read the usual paragraph as you read the newspaper, just
Yeah.
in the same.
Okay. Sajia, like at the end of the day, I'm very happy you got the score. And I believe that in future you'll be doing the best. You'll be getting all the things what is going on right now. That is, your visa will be sorted. You'll be doing great in your career as well. And there'll be no more PT
So
in your
much.
life. And at the last, I always ask these questions to my students that I'm giving you 5 to 10 seconds that you have to say any one sentence about ourselves regarding your PT preparations. Just consider it as your repeat sentence or write from dictation. You can construct it within 5 to 10 seconds, whatever you want to say. And then you can tell us your own core, honest opinion about the journey we had for the last couple of days or couple of weeks.
Yeah, so my journey with the PT is very is was full of hard work, feedbacks, and suggestions from Hafiz, which actually led me to the path where right now and the destination where I have reached today. Yeah.
Thank you
So
very
thank
much,
you so much.
Sajia. It's
Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you. And I wish you we can meet one day and have a cup of coffee. But till then, Goodbye, take care,
Yeah,
and hopefully you'll be doing the best in your future. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you. And same to you. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye bye.